um, bakit tayo nag-aaral ng accessibility law? One is, of course, kanina, ang inintindi natin yung kaligtasan ng tao. Tama? So, hindi lahat ng tao perfect. Meron silang tinatawag na challenges, physical challenges. And itong batas na to is very inclusive para doon sa mga kapwa natin na meron mga challenges. Okay? Alright. So this is very important because accessibility is inclusivity. As architects ourselves, we are not only designing for people that we tend to see as regular people, normal people. Okay? We are also designing for them. For those physically challenged people. Okay? Ang disability is not only physical. May mga disability na poor sight, poor hearing, like myself. Medyo sa hearing ako. And then, meron din na akala mo walang disability pero sa loob meron. So now, even in all of those building typologies, they are being taken into consideration itong mga batas natin. Although, ito ngayon, I'm just wanting to inform you na meron na itong amended law. Okay. Eh since medyo mabagal pang mag-adapt ang ating exam, doon muna tayo sa sa batas na maaring lumabas doon sa exam. Kasi hindi pa ito fully, sabi ko ngayon IRR, hindi pa siya na-RR. So hindi pa siya fully implemented. So dito muna tayo. Okay, wag muna tayo doon sa amended. Okay, kapag meron pa akong extra time, I will discuss to you yung yung mga inamend. One of the architects na very popular sa Filipino architecture, si Architect Armando Eustaquio. So almost lahat ng kanyang mga talks, even government or even other organization, actually, kung may chance kayo, minsan may mga free siya na webinars, i-discuss niyo na yung kung ano yung mga amendments. So umattend kayo para at least magkaroon kayo ng extra knowledge. Okay, ano ang content natin today? Is yes, introduction, outside and around buildings, parking, inside building structures and safety. Okay, so one, BP 344. Okay, so it is known in the Philippines as accessibility law para sa mga persons with disabilities. Actually, I refuse to use disability as a word. I always say it's physically challenged. Okay, even the word handicap, because really, medyo we need at this point in time we need to be politically correct when we are addressing people. And this law is a referral code of NTC. Okay, sir, ano po yung referral code? Okay, meron tayong Green Building Code. Okay, that is a referral code of the NTC when it comes to learnings about green ratings sa Pilipinas. Kasi hindi lahat ng local government unit are using. So this is just optional. But this one is not optional. It's a referral code kasi hindi lahat maisusulat ng NBC. Right? So they have to have this. So kapag merong issue about certain accessibility, isusulat nila yan ng inspector. Refer to BP 344. Okay. So ibig sabihin, kung ano ang minamandato ng BP 344, kailangan mo masunod. So you need to really learn about it. And of course, you need to learn this because you're going to design buildings. Because you're alright. So, public conveyance means all sorts of signs through posters and stickers para sa public awareness ng mga PWDs. Okay, PWDs. And then, specialized spaces para sa mga physically challenged people, mapasinihan, mapaparking, lagi silang merong spasyo. Malalaman mo na may spasyo sila because of the universal sign ng disability. Okay? Yung yung naka-curve na gano'n, tapos mamaya makikita nyo yun, yung parang naka-wheelchair. So, pag nakita nyo yon, bawal silang parkingan, bawal kunin yung espasyo na yun, lagi yung open. Okay. So, there is actually a penalty, legal penalty, no? Anyone can sue you if mapatunayan na there is a discrimination against them, even in the design of buildings, or any structures for that matter, or any site development, because they are declared unlawful. Okay. Now, sino ang may authority to implement them? So, Department of Public Works and Highways. So, I believe lahat ng mga acronyms na nakikita ninyo sa document, alam niyo na ang meaning niyan, for sure. So, now, yung DOTC, which is being referred from the old law, kasi old law ito eh. So, now it is separated between the two. So, DOTR. Hi! Hello! Ayan. Architect Ruel, everyone. Yes. Hello, lady. Oh, beautiful. Hello, madam. Ayan. So, ayun. So, doon muna sila makikipagchikahan kay Architect Carol. So, DOTR, Department of Transportation, even sa loob ng mga carriages ng tren, meron din espasyo para sa mga PWD. And we have Department of Information and Communications Technology. So meron talagang isang agency, national agency na nanangasiwa para sa mga disabled persons or people with physical disabilities, so physically challenged people. And this was created by a PD 1509 by a National Commission Concerning Disabled Person. Okay. And this was created in 1987 via Executive Order 123, National Council for Welfare of Disabled Persons, as an attached agency or department under Department of Social Welfare and Development. And then we also have NCDA, National Council of Disability Affairs. Now, sir, bakit ang dami-daming pangalan, iba-iba? Iba-ibang administrasyon yan. Okay, so kung sino man ang umupo na presidente, minsan binabago lang yung pangalan, pero the same ang kanilang function. Okay, so now we have this NCDA, National Council for Disability Affairs, under the DSWD. Sila talaga ang nangangasiwa para doon sa protection ng lahat ng civil and political rights ng PWD. Okay, and it is being reinforced via the BP 344, RA 6759, and the International Labour Organization Convention number 159. Because all of the physically challenged people are also workers. That's why it is governed by the international law. Now, penal provisions for those violating the provisions of this law, ito yung price. Lumalabas sa exam yung mga ganyan, ha? Pagkano. Okay? So, since magkakaroon na kayo ng kopya nito, kung may mga highlights, yan na lang yung tutukan ninyo. So, 2,000 to 5,000, depende sa discretion ng korte. Kapatunayan. Okay, so, what if the building or structures that has been designed ay walang mga provision para sa mga people with disabilities or people physically challenged people, like walang rampa, paano nila iaangkla yung mga wheelchair nila, pwede natin silang idemanda. At ang mananagot, either the president or the manager, kung sino man yung authority ng establishment na iyon. Okay? Or the person who has the charge of construction, repair, and renovation of the building. Now, tanong, sir, si architect po ba liable? Yes. Of course. Ang liability ng arkitekto, hindi lang yung bumuo ang building. Maraming liability ang arkitekto. Okay? So, one of them is yung walang provision para sa mga PWD. Okay. Punta na tayo sa outside and around building. Ano yung curb? Yan ang tanong. Itong mga usapin na ito ay actually the way na nagdi-design kayo ng site development plan. Yung curb, ito yung roadway, di ba meron parang precast na gano'n? Yun yung curb na naghihiwalay sa sidewalk at saka sa roadway. Okay? So yun yun. Now, kailangan natin ng mga ganon, drop curves, ibig sabihin, drop curve kasi para maiangkla yung gulong ng wheelchair. Okay? So, it must be, in the crossing, you need to have it 900 mm wide. So, yun yung nire-require ang batas. Okay? And then, ito na, may gradient siya na 1:12. Okay, so hindi dapat matarik. Okay? Kanina, sa fire code, ang rampa, mas mataas pa dito, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, mas smooth, mas suabe. Okay. So, yung mga, kapag sa road, shall be sloped towards road with a maximum cross gradient of 1:20. So, ayun, mas suabe siya. And, the lowest point of the curve, 25 mm height above the road or gutter. Kasi nga, yan yung kaya ng gulong ng wheelchair with minimum effort na maiangkas nung nakaupo sa wheelchair. Okay, by the way, have any one of you experienced in a wheelchair talaga ng matagal? We don't know the feeling, right? So, kaya ganun siya ka-importante. Yeah, sometimes we don't really, we cannot really feel kung ano nararamdaman ng isang taong nasa wheelchair. That's why humahanga ako dun sa mga nagpupunta sa mga session ng local government at sinasabi nila, how about our rights? Kasi nga, it's never been easy to be there in their position. Okay, so that's why they need all of this. Okay, needs to be implemented in all of the local government units. Okay, kanina textual yung ating pinag-uusapan. Ito yung mga sinasabi natin, di ba? So there is a sloping down para tanggapin o accept yung pagpasok ng wheelchair sa sidewalk. So that's how it's going to look like, and even doon sa corners. Minsan kasi sa Pilipinas, truth of the matter is, yung pedestrian minsan nasa corner. Hindi katulad dito sa Qatar, na before ka makarating sa corner, meron na talagang pedestrian. Na talagang doon ka talaga lilipat. Sometimes when there is an island, paano nga naman makakalipat? Lalo na kung naka-wheelchair ka. Tapos, sa atin even the traffic light, meron ng parang may number. Parang 60 seconds, tapos hanggang sa magiging 1. Para nakikita talaga visually ng tao na kailangan mo ng bilisan kasi 5 seconds na lang. Mag-ano na siya, magre-red na. So this is the cross-section of the drop curve. So ito yung sinasabi niya kanina, na kung meron mang elevational changes, pinaka-maximum dapat 25. Okay? Alright. So ito yung mga curve cutouts. Ito yung mga recommended on how it's going to be designed on the street. Okay? So ang purpose natin, the curve cutouts should not be obstructing the walkway or passageway for the wheelchair. So not more than 1:12. Ibig sabihin, pag nag 1:10 yan, 1:8, violation. Okay? Di bali maging 1:15, 1:20, okay? Ibig sabihin, mas smooth. So these are all the variations of the drop curves at corners na po pwede natin gawin. Okay, so minsan ang acronym ng pedestrian PEDSIN, tama? Minsan makikita nyo doon sa mga sign na nasa daan. Noong araw, pag nakikita ko yan, parang hindi ko maintindihan. Ano yung ibig sabihin nito? Chinese ba to? Blah, blah, blah. Ayun pala, pedestrian crossing ang ibig sabihin. Okay. Walkway. Our sidewalks needs to be level as possible. And those materials na ginagamit natin, yung mga nagdo-drawing ng infrastructure dito, they know it. Yung mga unit paving, yan, kailangan yan, kahit na nabasa, ang slip resistance, dapat mga R10 o R11. O saan ko sinasabi yan? Kasi those are the ratings by DIN. German yon. So yun yung nag-govern, like itong mga porcelain na ito, na nakikita ninyo sa flooring, kapag lalo na sa mga public space, hindi dapat bumababa ng R9. Ano ibig sabihin, pag natapunan ng tubig, hindi dapat dudulas ang tao. Okay, lalo na, externally, mas mataas ang rating. So, R10 or R11. Okay, so yun yung unit paving natin. So, ang minimum width ng sidewalk natin is 1.2 mm. Okay? And dapat kung meron mang sloping, no more than 1:20 or 5%. Okay? So yan, nandiyan na lahat ng mga ratio. Okay? Ngayon, kung meron mang abrupt pitches, hindi dapat tatakas ng 6.55. Yung grading natin, lalo na sa mga sa daan, lalo na kung kailangan natin ng drainage, dapat maximum dimension 13 to 13 mm. Kasi nga, yung gulong ng wheelchair, hindi dapat ma-stuck doon sa grating, na steel grating doon sa lugar natin, doon sa roadway. And also, of course, shall not project more than 6.5. Okay? Matatapilok naman. Mahirap matapilok. Okay? Lalo na visually impaired yung PWD. Okay? So ito yung mga ibig sabihin niya. Okay? So ibig sabihin, kapag nakakita kayo ng grating, no? Sa bawat web ng grating, 13 mm, maximum 1:100, minimum of the walkway is 1.2, and any elevational changes from the actual placement of the grating, kung meron ng elevational changes, maximum 6.5. Okay. Alright. So, kapag mahaba yung walkways natin, we have the minimum dimension of 1,500 mm should be provided. Okay? Between stop. Mamaya meron itong may visuals ito. Then, of course, yung mga walkways natin, common sense. Hindi dapat maraming overgrowth ng plants. So, any kind of obstruction is not acceptable. And then, the headroom, kung meron tayo sa staircase, even yung mga halaman needs to be trimmed from the surface ng walking surface up to the level ng kung saan merong overlapping ng tree growth, kapag 2 meters ang distance, height distance. So passageway not to be obstructed by anything like furniture or bollard, anything. Actually, in public spaces there are lots of bollards. They call it safety bollards. It can come from concrete or steel. But those are for walking. Pero kung meron ka naman na mga areas for the PWDs, wala dapat nakaharang na bollards. Or kung meron man, that should be a retractable type. Yung automatic na bumababa. May ganun yung automatic na retractable bollards. So visually you can see it here. That's what I'm saying here kanina. Okay? So self-explanatory. So meaning, if I am in a walk space, I have to have a rest stop. And the dimension should be almost like 1.5 by 1.5. So those rest stops in between 12 meters maximum. So handrail. Okay, so parang mas mabilis kapag visual na tayo. Sige, go. Ayan. So meron kang top rail. From the top rail, from the paving surface, or walk surface, 900 0.9 of a meter. Then kailangan merong intermediate rail. And that intermediate rail needs to be 0.7. So kapag si Architect Armando Eustachio ang mag-inspect ng building nyo, sukatin nyo yan. Then sa kanya kayo papailan ng kaso, violation. Okay. Alright. So kung ganito naman, naka-concrete concrete abstract tayo, ito naman yung mga required na minimum, maximum. Bakit? Kasi yung pagka kinuha mo yung handrail, even sa staircase, ito rin yung mga minimum distances. 40 mm, and then the diameter of the actual handrail is from 30 mm to 50. Sa pag tumaas pa ang diametro niya, hindi mo na yan halos mag-grasp, di ba? Okay. So, there are also some designs, graph designs, na dapat meron din way. Sa building natin, yung mga alulod, minsan meron din siyang drip line para pagka yung tumama yung ulan, hindi siya tutulay papunta sa wall. Meron talagang drip line na doon na siya hihinto at doon na siya babagsak. Even in the handrail, may mga drip line tayo. Okay? Alright. So, if it is wall mounted like this, the distance from the actual handrail to that wall, 50 mm. Kasi pag hindi ninyo sinunod yan, ang tendency ng isang visually impaired na PWD, i-scratch lahat ito, yung dulo ng mga daliri niya. Kasi pagka na ganyan, kung masyadong maliit. So, anong lesson learned doon? Lesson learned natin as designers, we need to be very conscious sa pag-design natin. We cannot hindi natin pwedeng i-shortcut. Okay, kung ano yung sinasabi ng coach natin, as much as possible, if it is equal or better, not equal or hindi dapat less than. Okay. So, in open spaces, yun ang sinasabi natin kanina, wala dapat mga overgrowth. Lalo na kapag visually impaired, of course, there must be some kind of rough surfacing para nalalaman nila na there is actually a boundary doon sa walking surface nila. Okay? Ayun. So needs to be defined by hedges or any material that they can actually feel that there is a boundary to the walking surface. Meron din standards when it comes sa paglalagay ng signage. So, we need to make sure na kung ako nakaupo sa wheelchair, pagka inangat ko ng konti yung yung head ko, hindi naman talaga ako dapat nakatingin ng napakataas. The allowable is 30 degrees. Na dapat nakikita ko na yung sign. Kung nakaupo ako sa wheelchair. So, just imagine, kung sisukatin ko na nakaupo ko sa wheelchair tapos 30 degrees. So, I would know kung ilan lang dapat yung taas ng mga signages. So, it should be kept simple and easy to understand. When I was working with Doha International Airport, there was submission of those signs para sa mga disabled person. Even yung sign ng toilet, babae, lalaki, even prayer room, chine-check yun. Hindi po pwede masyadong creative doon. Kasi kailangan singular, monolithic ang makikita nilang mga sign para talaga siya maging para mas lalong makita siya. Kapag masyado kasing maraming design, magulo siyang tingnan. Okay? Alright. So, sa signages, minimum headroom natin in any walkway also with signages should be 2 meters. Okay? Sa mga walls and doors, especially located at maximum height of 1.6 meters, minimum height of 1.4 meters. Bakit? Lalo na kapag you are in an emergency situation, dahil nga iaangat mo nga itong ulo mo, mas mahirap kasi itingala mo yung ulo mo para lang makita yung sign. Lalo na kapag you're on the move. So kahit malayo ka pa lang, before ka doon sa entrada, kitang-kita mo na dapat yung sign. Okay, not very hard for you. Okay, so see, I have this access symbol here. Ito talaga yon. Kahit saan. Even on a pavement surface or even on a wall. Okay, so ito talaga symbol, meaning this is a provision for the PWDs. So you have access symbol, B is for the phone, you have the elevator, and then you have the parking and the rampa. So lahat ito ang mga size na kailangan. Okay? So, siguro naman self-explanatory na to. Okay, kung ABCDE yan, ABCDE, access symbol for exterior use. So, ang size niya 30 by 30 centimeter. So, that's 300 by 300. Okay? So, and then, ayun yung mga kalugaran kung saan siya pwedeng ilagay. Right. Now, in public areas, paano siya ilalagay? So, very clear naman tayo, di ba? So, ang minimum niya is from the bottom side of the signage, 1.4. Of course, you have to have the height, maximum height, 1.6. Okay, so, yun yung ano natin. Then, yung thicknesses, actually natanong ito sa exam. Even yung thickness ng escalator bottom, elevator bottoms. Natanong din yun. So here, kung gagawa tayo ng mga cutouts for the signages ng mga PWD, 1 mm minimum height. So minimum yun. So ibig sabihin pwedeng maging max, pwedeng 2 mm, maging 3 mm. Okay? For the symbols. Now we are going to design the crossings outside and around buildings. So ganito dapat siya. So we have a zebra crossing. Ito nga yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Napakahirap nito na tawirin ng isang nagka-wheelchair. So kailangan lahat ng provisions, ibig sabihin ito, naka-depress talaga siya. As much as possible, level. Para maayos yung pagpapatakbo ng wheelchair. Okay. So, meron tayong tinatawag na central refuge. Minimum nito should be from here to here, 1.5 deep. Or preferably 2 meters. Okay? Lalo na kung ang width ng road exceeds 10 meters. Okay, ito. Yung hierarchy ng mga road, mga minimum, maximum ng road, collector road, main road, major road, nakadepende rin ang BP 344 doon. Okay? So, konektado yun doon. Hindi tayo mahilig gumamit ng tactile. Pero dito sa bansang ito, sa Qatar, even sa loob ng airport, you can actually see metal tactile. Bakit kailangan ng tactile? It is actually required for those visually impaired, lalo na pag may hawak na na cane. Ang tawag sa Tagalog ng cane?
Tungkol.
Ha?
Tungkol.
Tungkol. Lalo na may mga ganon. Kasi yun kasi mararamdaman nila na yun yung daanan nila. So yun ay importante. So even in public sidewalk, meron talagang nabibili na unit paver na may tactile. So kasama yun pag nagdi-design. Alam niyo sa totoo lang, pag pag-design kayo at napunta kayo sa infra o kaya sa development, pag nagdo-drawing na kayo, exciting din kasi makikita niyo itong mga ganitong material. Okay? And you're actually incorporating accessibility na mga aspect. So, tactile blocks, okay? And the concrete needs to be having this finishes, brush or groove, okay? Para mas applicable para sa mga PWD. Of course, visually you can see here crossing. You can actually use all of this. Okay. But alam niyo ba, mayroong science behind why yung traffic light is having those kind of lights na luminescent red, luminescent green. Because may mga tao kasi na colorblind. Do you believe that? Okay. Na minsan nakala natin sa normal na tao, green yung atin, pero sa kanila gray. May mga ganon. Actually, I attended one webinar. Even yung webinar namin, talagang naka-design siya para sa mga color-blinded people. Okay? So, ayun. Even the letters, font style, do you know the meaning of font? F-O-N-T? Meaning yung lettering na style. Meron din certain na ginagamit ng mga font style. Okay? So, ayan. So, you can actually see them in public space. Hindi lang sila palamuti doon, but actually is essential. Okay? So, kung gusto natin maging livable ang city natin, if we want to become a place that is adaptable to any people, kailangan natin ito. Okay? Alright. So, alin ba ang kailangan natin maintindihan? When we are crossing the distance, 6-second crossing period or crossing distance of 0.9 meter per second crossing speed. Sa Pilipinas wala tayo ito, pero dito sa Qatar meron, pero yung iba hindi gumagana. Okay? Kasi kaya mo siya pinipindot para at least mag-prompt na dadaan ka na. So hihinto na yung mga sasakyan. Alright, so that is outside and around the building. So now we have parking. Alam natin to ha, yung parking 3.7 yung width para sa kanila kasi nga naman pagka pinuksan yung pintuan ng car, ilalabas pa nila yung wheelchair. You know, really, I have a friend who was in the naka-wheelchair siya. Ang hirap ko siyang ibaba sa kotse. Lalo na kung walang provision ng ganito. Mabigat din pala ang wheelchair. Totoo pala yun. At mahirap din palang isakay ang wheelchair sa kotse. So, real life scenario yan ha. So, given that, yung mga parking areas natin should have signs and markings for PWD parking, and then the walkways for accessible spaces, 1.2 meter clear width, so hindi pwedeng may obstruction. So, ito na ngayon yung visuals natin. So, makikita ninyo na mas maluwag ang parking para sa mga PWD. So, that's 3.7. And then yung sidewalk, kailangan talaga ma-maintain natin yung 1.2. Okay, ano pa ba? Mga bollards natin, the sign itself, maximum 2.6. And then sabi natin kanina, kung meron mga differences sa elevation ng surface, 6.5, okay, from the curb. Okay, so I think everything is self-explanatory. Alam natin ang parking 5 meter. Okay. So, marami ang nagdi-design na dahil nagpe-pressure ng kumpanya, mas pinadadami ang parking slot. Kaya lumiliit yung slot na dimension. Kayo as an architect, meron kayong responsibility na dapat makasunod ninyo sila in accordance to this. Because these are all standards. Okay? Alright, so that's parking. Now we go to inside buildings and structures. Okay, so mas madami tayong pag-uusapan inside buildings and structures. So always there is a prominent sign. Okay, and then we have doors and doorways. Lalo na swing in or swing out. Should be swing in. Kasi nga, pagdating ko dito, kailangan ang hirap yata. Napakahirap na kung naka-wheelchair ako at ang tawag dito, ang pintuan, kailangan ko pa siyang hawakan, gaganyanin ko pa. Actually, ito, pagka meron talagang doorway para sa mga PWD, dapat automatic yan. Nandito pa lang siya, may sensor na, nagbubukas na para sa kanya. Ganun yun dapat. Okay. So, at least one entrance to every building should be accessible. And then should have elevator access. Then, entrance with vestibule, ito yun. Okay. Should be having an area of 1.8 by 1.5 width. Okay. So, ayan ha. Alright. Hinge door, sliding door, folding door. Mas maigi pa nga na sliding. Mas madali. Tapos naka-sensor base. So, kahit na galing siya sa loob or galing siya sa labas, no, automatic. So entrances natin, very clear, 1.8 by 1.5. Okay, so merong, ito, rampa natin, so naka-ramp siya. Kung merong stepping dito, dapat may provision din para sa mga naka-wheelchair ng PWD. May issue din ako, minsan yung mga wind. Minsan ang layo. Meron pa nga, pero malayo. Paano ko siya hawakan? Tama? Kailangan mahawakan ko dito, nagaganyan ako, di ba? So dapat talaga, sakto talaga siya para sa mga PWD. Okay. So kapag ka, longitudinal run, so ito yung mga maximum natin. So, meron tayong rest stop. Minimum niyan is 1.8 by 1.2. Kung gusto nating makuha yung 1:12, not less than pinaka-max 6 meters. Okay? And then, meron pang rest stop ulit. Then, continue ka ulit. Then, 1.8. So, anong ibig ko sabihin dyan? Hindi ka po pwedeng tuloy-tuloy lahat na nakarampa. Kung mahaba ang rampa mo dahil inahabol mo yung yung height ng ground floor ng building at medyo makataasan siya, mahaba talaga ang rampa at mas dadami ang rest stop. Para makuha mo yung standard na nire-require ng code natin. Okay? So sabi niya, level area should not be 1.8 less. Pwedeng less than 1.8. Then, meron tayong tinatawag na top rail at saka intermediate rail. Ayun yung nakasulat. So, 900 yung top rail from the ramp level up to 700 yung intermediate level. Okay. So, ito pa yung mga ibang visuals. So, meron tactile. So, that actually signals that this is intended for the PWDs. Okay. So importante din ang mga handrail. Okay. Now here is the question. Yung mga handrail natin naka-stainless steel. Sometimes there are mild steel tapos painted, correct? Actually dangerous yung stainless steel. Bakit? Isa pa yon, okay. And also, kapag merong grounding, stainless steel, medyo, di ba, kung wala kang lightning rod na naka-attach doon. So, yun lang naman. Pero, corrosion proof siya. Pero yung mild steel na merong powder coating, pwede kang mag-powder coat ng matte finish kahit hindi siya smooth. Okay, para lang magkaroon ng grip, ng friction. Kasi talagang kailangan nating isipin yung comfort ng mga PWD. Mahirapan talaga sila. May extra effort kasi pag inaangat mo pa naman, may puwersa ka pang iangat yun. Wheelchair. Alright, so all the ramps should be equipped with curve. Sabi natin, para siyang ito, tama? Yan. On both sides, at around a height of 100 mm. Tama? So any ramp with rise greater than 200 mm, okay? So you have to have more than 200 mm rise, needs to have ramp. Okay. And then, ito, tama siya. Kasi nga naman, kung nabitawan ng wheelchair user, hindi siya nakahawak doon sa mga railing, may tendency na dumausdo siya, pupunta siya sa roadway. So you still have to have this barriers na railing. Okay. So we can therefore conclude na kung ako ay accessibility architect, pagka chinek ko ang buong building, both outside and inside, at saka sa parking, I have to think all about this. Itong susundan ko. Okay, lalo na kapag complex building projects sa Pilipinas. Doors. Para sa mga PWD, para sa kanila, 800 mm. Measured saan? Fully open door at the hinge. Okay, at the hinge. And the door jamb at the stop. Door jamb, ito yon. At stop. Correct? Hanggang mula doon sa hinge. Dito. So, hindi dito. Gets? Base doon sa description. So, dito, tsaka dito. So, yan yung kanilang opening. So, 800 mm minimum clear. Okay? Then, pagka inoperate nila, yung mga door, yan dapat yung force. 4 kilograms. Closing device pressure shall not exceed 1 kilogram. Just imagine yung mga disabled toilet. Yung disabled toilet, para sila makapasok sa disabled toilet, needs to have this force. Kasi kapag ka masyadong mabigat yung door, mahirapan sila extra effort. Minsan nga, nung sa airport, may na-design kami na toilet door ng PWD. Ano lang siko lang. Sisikuhin lang nila yung yung hardware, then bubukas na yung automatic. So parang ganun. And then minimum clear ng level space, lagi natin sinasabi, rest stop 1.8, 1.5 by 1.5. Sa loob ng toilet, actually, di ba, meron tayong nilalagay na parang, di ba, radius na gano'n. Di ba, ang sukat 1.5 by 1.5. May bago na ngayon. Isa sa mga amendment ng BT 344, dapat pala daw, pag tumikot yung wheelchair, di ba minsan yung yung laboratory, hindi natin siya sinasama sa sukat ng radius. Am I right? Kasi iniisip natin na pag nakaupo, ang sinusukat natin yung pag-upo. Okay. Kaya kahit na medyo lumagpas yung laboratory, okay lang. Ngayon, sa amended law, hindi. Dapat kung 1.5 siya, wala siyang tatamaan ng any plumbing fixtures. So, ibig sabihin, mas maluwag ngayon ang espasyo para sa mga PWD. Alright? Then, you have this. Ito na nga. Kapag sa corridor, we have 1.2. And then, kapag ang door natin ay flipping towards inside of the corridor, minimum niya pagka doon sa dulo hanggang doon sa wall, 1.2. So, ibig sabihin, kapag ganyan na yung situation, mas maluwag yung corridor width. Siguro naman everyone understood, no? Kasi visually, it's self-explanatory. Okay? Ano pa ba? Okay. Ito na nga yung width. Minimum width. Okay? Dito, kinuha niya yung espasyo dito, pero still 1.5 by 1.5. So, outswinging doors should be provided at storage room. Hindi po pwedeng paloob. Lalo na sa closets and PW toilet stall. Latching or non-latching hardware. Hoping na itong mga ganito, mga terminologies, ma-explain sa inyo kapag building construction na. At pag-aaral na kayo na door hardware. Doorknobs, ang location ng mga ganito para sa PWD, dapat between 0.82, 1.06, mga full handles, 1.06. And then, may mga kick plate na 300 to 400. Okay, this is the kick plate. Okay, and then, mounting ng mga hardware, either by latching or pull. Okay, and then, threshold. 25 millimeter max. Pwedeng bumaba. Pwedeng 20 mm, pwedeng 13. Huwag lalagpas sa 25. Okay? So, ayun. Tapos, kung mapapansin ninyo, hindi po pwedeng ganito kaagad, square. Dapat, may ano muna. Tawag dito, may chamfer. Tama ba? Chamfer. Switches. Self-explanatory. So 1.82, 1.22. 1.2, 1.3 above the floor. And then the manual switches, not farther than mula doon sa hambak. Okay? Hanggang dito. Hindi dapat malayo. Hindi dapat nandito. Max na yan. 200 mm. Okay? Corridor, laging may rest stop, up 12 meter max. Okay? Then rest stop is measured 1.5 by 1.5. Kung may dead end, okay, turnabout spaces, provide kayo within 3.5 of every dead end. For example, here, 3.5 dead end. Ito na. So still, you need to have this 1.5 by 1.5 rest stop para sa inyong mga wheelchair users. Okay? Now, importante na kapag ang mga passageway na dinidesign ninyo, always anti-slip or slip resistant. So, interior, ang advice ko sa inyo, through DIN standard, laging R9. Okay? Then, external is R10, R11. Okay? Pag tumingin kayo ng katalogo ng mga tiles, anything, stone surfaces, basta lahat, lagi nyo mahanapin yung slip resistance rating. So washroom and toilets, ito yung lumang batas, 1.7 by 1.8. Ngayon, nagbago na yan. Okay. And then you have this, kailangan may grab bar. Meron tayong grab bar na dito, operable, hindi siya fixed. So, importante na ilagay niyo sarili niyo sa ano. Oo na, nagsalita na siya kanina.
Ay, ganun ba?
Guys,
Thank you.
meron ako mga spread ng mga libro. Baka next week ibigay ko lang. Sa dami kong part up na books.
Thank you.
See you again.
Yeah.
Mahaba-haba pa si Sir Mark.
Ingat. Sige, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So, ito yung layout natin, di ba? Yan. So, minsan, yung grab bar dito, meron pa dito. Na, ang tawag dito, yung operable. Nakakita ako ng disabled toilet. Even yung pag maliligo sila. Meron tayong tinatawag na parang may upuan din sila doon sa shower area. So, napaka-importante naman ngayon. Okay. So pagka may mga nagpe-pre-qualify sa akin na buong system ng disabled toilet, isang package yan. So dapat bigyan niya ako ng hindi patingi-tingi ang ginagawa ko. Isang supplier ang magpo-provide sa kanila. So ito na ang sinasabi ko sa inyo. Di ba? Ito. Yan. Ito ang pinaka-ideal. Walang tatamaan na any texture. Madalas, itong linya na to, minsan tumatama doon. Minsan inaalaw ng batas yan sa luma. Pero this time hindi. So dapat wala siyang tatamaan. Okay? So the turning space, 1.5 by 1.5 for wheelchair, but kung susumahin mo, minimum niya is 2.25 square meters. Accessible water closet. Okay, yung mounting height and even yung level ng pag-uupuan, even yung lavatory, iba ang dimension from the floor. Kasi sila nakaupo, di ba? So mas mababa sila. And even yung pag-upo nila, hindi naman yung katulad ng regular. So mas mababa rin sila. Okay? Alright, so as you can see, minimum, tingnan nyo yung grab bar, so marami silang hawakan. Para kapag lumipat sila, kaya nilang ilipat ang sarili nila from the wheelchair up to the area. Okay, always remember na lahat ng mga people with physical challenges, sa totoo lang, ayaw nila nang tinutulungan sila. Gusto nila, gagawin nila yung dapat nilang gawin without assistance. Kaya dapat ang mga design natin talagang meron silang self-sufficiency. Alright. So, sabi, kapag sa isang public toilet, meron kang 20 numbers of water closet, ang ratio nun, isa, mag-provide ka para sa disabled. Okay. Alright. Ano pa ba? So, ito yung mga mounting height. Yung parang pinaka-top ng inodoro for 50 mm from the floor. Lavatory 700 mm. Mas mababa ng kaunti doon sa regular. And then mirrors. O nga naman, kung mataas ang mirror, paano nila makikita sarili nila, no? Okay. And then, so yun yung mga importante. Flush control valve. Kung concealed yung tank, merong flush valve na gano'n, ang pinaka-maximum height is 1.2. Okay? And the grab bars are 0.8 from the floor. Okay? So yan ang mga importante ninyong data na kailangan nyo malaman. Okay. Kung ano naman, yes, kung urinal, yan din yung kailangan natin. Merong pull bars, grab bars pala, sorry. Yan yung dimensioning. So, 0.45 m max. Okay? And then, kung mayroon kang counter, 0.8 naman here. Yeah? So, ito importante, yung clear. Sa ilalim ng ng counter kasi nga baka tumama sa tuhod nila. Okay, gets? And minimum naman ito. Okay, so these are standard for washroom and toilets. Signages, diameter, kung meron man, 300 mm. Then, ang thickness niya is 7.5 mm thick. And then you have this for men's washroom and women's washroom, minimum 300 mm dimensions. Okay, so sabi natin slip resistance. So even the staircase, minsan kasi may mga nakatungkod, hindi na talaga sila dumadaan sa rampa. Diretso na. So kung ilan lang naman ang step, pero tayo nosing. Okay? Either rubber or kaya metal. Okay? Then pag nagdi-design tayo ng staircase, always remember to have this. Slanted nosing are preferred rather than protruding nosing. Bakit? To avoid yung feet getting caught in recessed areas. Okay? Hindi rin po pwede yung open stringer. Baka lumusot yung tungkod. So may tactile, 300 mm. Actually, standard to. Pag bumili kayo sa market, bibigyan na lang kayo ng 300 mm. Okay. Elevators, yan na nga. Okay. Accessible elevators mula sa entry. Kung may PWD dapat, hindi lalayo na 30 meters. And then, ang minimum dimension ng elevator para sa PWD, 1.4 by 1.4, 1.1 by 1.4 meters. Minimum yan. Pero, I don't think na may nagdi-design ng ganyang ka-minimum ngayon. So, meron talagang mas maluwag pa. Kasi, hindi lang naman isang sasakay sa elevator. So, madami. And then, yung nga, lagi-lagi naman, di ba? Yung any control operational panel o COP, kailangan talagang medyo mas within that 0.9 to 1.2. Hindi masyadong mataas, hindi masyadong mababa. Okay? Ito lumabas sa exam. This one. Ilang maximum depression ang need para doon sa button. Okay? As per BP 344. So, bibigyan kayo ng mga values, pero ito yun, 1 minimum, 1 mm max. Okay? So, button sizes shall have minimum diameter of 20 mm and maximum depression depth of 1 mm. So, hindi po pwedeng 1.5, hindi rin pwedeng 2 mm kung para sa PWD. Okay? Even kung nasa loob na sila. Okay? Water fountain. So there will be at least one water fountain at every 2,000 square meter of floor area in every space. Then ang maximum height niya is 850 mm. And foot pedal. Mas maganda kung foot pedal. Kasi kaya nilang abutin ng kanilang paa. So, pwede rin push button controls kahit dun sa gilid. Kailangan nyo sundin to kasi para pagka parang nagkaroon ng supply ng water, hindi tatama sa mga public telephone. So pagkuha nung phone, 1.10 ang maximum. Then they should have a space of around from the telephone cabinet up to the wall behind them is 1.5 to the nearest obstruction. Okay? So yun lang naman, I think so. Alright? We know this already. In any public spaces, places of assembly, laging merong slot para sa mga PWD. Minsan nga, sa sinihan, nakakita ako, side by side. Dalawa dito sa isang side, dalawa dito. And then, spaces for persons with braces and crutches. Okay, meron na yan sa kanila. So at least from the extent point of the seat up to the center point of the other seat, minimum maximum 0.8. Okay. Safety. Okay. In any areas, kung mayroong public works, this is self-explanatory. Always have to have a barrier. See? Okay. So meron kang tinatawag na kicker rail para doon sa may mga tungkod sa malalaman nila na merong safety barriers. And of course, alam na natin to na any excavation needs to be covered. Okay? With temporary covering. Okay. Alright? So those are the requirements para to protect the public, most especially the public is including PWDs. Signages, okay, so on and so forth. Visible alarm system is required. They refer tayo kay RA 9514 Fire Code of the Philippines and also referring to PD 1096 National Building Code of the Philippines. Okay. So, doon natin yan titingnan. Alright. So, that's it for BP 344. Those are the essential points.